Okay, so the first thing that is going to influence the mark that you make is your brush. So size of the brush matters. Also whether the bristles are long or the bristles are short. If you have a short bristle brush, you tend to poke at things. A long bristle brush is better for laying the paint on. A round brush is good for making lines because you can get a nice fine tip on it. But really, within your brush, there's all kinds of movement that can be made. Another thing that will influence your mark making is how much humidity you have in your paint. So here's a dry brush, and you can see the kind of marks that it makes without very much, without too much paint on it. As opposed to if you have a lot of water in it, you'll have a kind of fluidity, and it makes a different kind of mark. The thickness of the paint will matter as well. If you're working with heavy impasto, and you have texture. But also you can see, like when I was working this, I moved in all different directions, because there's always that's a part of the mark making too. You can make marks in a line, carefully the way you would paint your house, or you can do cross hatching, or you can just make a series of X's, or just kind of explore your brush and see how many different things it can do. It also makes a difference where you start in, if you're making, when you're painting a shape. If you're going to start on the outside of something and follow the contours of it, and then continue to follow the contours of it, and starting on the inside and making your shape that way. There's also something called stippling, which is this kind of poking motion. Scumbling, which tends to be in a circular motion like this. It's a little easier to see if when your brush is dry, so that there's openings. There's also using your palette knife, which lays on the paint in a different way, and in some ways you have slightly less control over it. Once you've got the paint down, you can also scratch into it. And also with the palette knife, you can use it from the flat surface, but you can also use it to get lines. I'm just going to drag it through the paint to show you what I mean. Sometimes that's a way of getting really skinny lines. But always remember that you have the flat side of your brush when you're using a flat brush, but you also have the tip. So you can make a skinny line, or you can make a varied line depending on how you push it. And how you move it around.